He is a paradigm shifter. How many ways of thinking did he introduce that have shaped the way we actually conduct medicine now?
Brian was one of several people here at McMaster who literally revolutionized how doctors should approach their point-of-care practice.
In a really profound way, it's changed the world. It's changed the way people do things. Brian had health problems when he was quite young, the worst of them being polio, when he was about 6 years old. It didn't affect him really seriously, but I think it had some impact on sports and so on. Right from the start, it was mainly focused on academics. Used to watch the doctor shows, Marcus Welby and Dr. Kildare and that sort of thing.
I had an uncle who was a physician, sort of my role model. I didn't think I could actually add the right stuff to be a physician, but it was an aspiration that I developed by the time I went to university. I started asking the question, what's the evidence for that particular procedure, that way of intervening? They couldn't give evidence, for example, controlled trials that showed that patients actually benefited from the treatments that were available. I knew something wasn't quite right, but I didn't know how to fix it. I ran into Dave Sackett, and they had a graduate program which I took.
One couldn't escape at that time the McMaster phenomenon, and the way to try and make evidence-based medicine doable, to turn evidence into action, that was Brian's lead. And he created the Health Information Research Unit, provided us with really the thinking tools to arm us as everyday clinicians with a kind of wariness for the claims of the published literature.
The question now is actually, how do we summarize this report? Let's take a look. The medical literature is massive, but there's only a tiny fraction of it that is important for changing practice for the better.
You used to go into your doctor's office and you would see they had the medical journals sitting on their desk, and it's like, yeah, this is the stuff that I should be keeping up with. And like half of the time they're going, yeah, like I don't know when I'm going to get to it. So part of what he was thinking was, okay, let's get rid of the things that you don't need to focus on and highlight what you do need to focus on.
We now have developed artificial intelligence, machine learning. We use that to go down to the mine and throw out most of the junk and keep all the good stuff, and then we just have to go through the good stuff.
With the belief that if we could make information more accessible but more usable at the point of care, then we wouldn't suffer this huge, not only temporal gap, many, many years before the best that we know starts to touch the best that we can do, but that there would be a tighter coupling between knowledge and action, and developing a language for the common biases that mislead us from science.
Missing too much important information required to make this decision, impact on...
Some people can be trained to actually start seeing the trees. Brian can see the blades of grass. He can actually see right down to the little details, the ones that other people might miss. And as a result, he can sort of pull out that flaw in that study and sort of unravel that thread, especially when something comes out, let's say a new drug for a condition. We all get super excited because it's something new, but he's able to sort of put that hype aside and just focus in, okay, what are the facts? How does it compare with what we've seen before?
Just a remarkably incisive thinker. It really is a great privilege to be in the presence of.